Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into a controversy that's got the tech world buzzing and political analysts scratching their heads. French President Emmanuel Macron. He's using deepfakes of himself to promote the upcoming Paris AI Safety Summit. I know, right? It sounds like something straight out of a Black Mirror episode. Is this a stroke of genius, a desperate attempt to grab attention, or a seriously dangerous precedent? We're going to break it all down. Buckle up, because this is going to get wild. So, what exactly is going on? Macron's team has reportedly created several deepfake videos featuring the president discussing the importance of AI safety and the goals of the Paris Summit. These videos are being circulated online, particularly on platforms frequented by younger audiences. Now, the official line is that this is a creative way to engage people and raise awareness about a crucial issue. But there's a massive but hanging over this. We're talking deepfakes, folks. Images and audio that are virtually indistinguishable from reality, but completely fabricated. It's a slippery slope, isn't it? Before we get too deep into the ethical quagmire, let's quickly recap what the Paris AI Safety Summit is all about. It's an international gathering aimed at addressing the potential risks associated with advanced AI, things like existential threats, job displacement, and, you guessed it, the spread of misinformation. World leaders, tech CEOs, and AI experts are expected to attend to discuss regulations, safety standards, and ways to ensure that AI benefits humanity rather than destroys it. So, the summit itself is a serious affair. The question is, does using deepfakes to promote it undermine its very purpose? Okay, let's talk ethics. This is where things get really interesting. On one hand, you could argue that Macron is simply using a modern tool to reach a wider audience and spread a vital message. AI safety is incredibly important, and if deepfakes can help get the word out, then maybe the ends justify the means. Think of it as a necessary evil. But on the other hand, come on. Deepfakes are inherently deceptive. They blur the line between reality and fiction, and they can be used to manipulate people. By using them, even for a seemingly good cause, Macron is normalizing their use and potentially opening the floodgates for far more malicious applications. This isn't just about selling a product. It's about shaping public perception and trust in leadership. Let's be brutally honest here. The biggest risk with deepfakes is their potential to spread misinformation and disinformation. Imagine a scenario where a deepfake video of Macron saying something inflammatory or controversial goes viral just before an election. The damage could be catastrophic. Even if the video is debunked later, the initial impact could sway public opinion and alter the course of history. This isn't hypothetical. We've already seen deepfakes used in political campaigns, and the consequences are terrifying. And now, a world leader himself is using them? This is a massive red flag. Beyond the immediate risk of misinformation, there's a more subtle but equally damaging effect, the erosion of trust. When people can't be sure whether what they're seeing or hearing is real, they start to distrust everything. This leads to cynicism, apathy, and a breakdown of social cohesion. In a world where trust is already in short supply, using deepfakes, even with good intentions, could have devastating long-term consequences. We need leaders who are transparent and authentic, not masters of digital deception. This is a matter of principle, not just practicality. Now, let's put on our PR hats for a moment. From a purely strategic standpoint, Macron's deepfake gambit is undeniably attention-grabbing. It's generated a ton of buzz and brought the Paris AI Safety Summit into the spotlight. You could argue that any publicity is good publicity, and that the controversy is actually helping to raise awareness about AI safety. But is this short-term gain worth the long-term risk to Macron's credibility and the public's trust? I'm not so sure. Sometimes, the most effective PR is simply being honest and transparent. So, what's the tech industry saying about all this? Unsurprisingly, opinions are divided. Some experts are applauding Macron for his innovative approach to public engagement, arguing that it's time for governments to embrace new technologies to connect with citizens. Others are warning about the dangers of normalizing deepfakes and calling for stricter regulations to prevent their misuse. The big tech companies, like Google and Meta, are likely feeling the pressure to take a stand on this issue. They've already been criticized for their role in spreading misinformation, and this could be a tipping point that forces them to implement more robust safeguards. This is where the butterfly effect really kicks in. Macron's decision to use deepfakes could have far-reaching consequences that we can't even begin to imagine. It could embolden other politicians to use similar tactics, leading to a world where political discourse is dominated by fabricated realities. It could erode public trust in institutions and leaders to the point where democracy itself is threatened. Or It could spark a much-needed conversation about the ethical implications of AI and lead to the development of stronger regulations and safeguards. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear. Macron's decision has set a dangerous precedent. Ultimately, the best defense against deepfakes is media literacy. We need to educate people about how these technologies work, how to spot them, and how to critically evaluate the information they consume. This is not just a responsibility for schools and universities. It's a responsibility for all of us. We need to be more discerning consumers of information, more skeptical of what we see online, and more willing to question the narratives that are being presented to us. Only then can we hope to navigate the increasingly complex and deceptive world of digital media. So, what does all this mean for the future of AI and politics? It's clear that AI is going to play an increasingly important role in shaping public opinion and influencing political outcomes. Deepfakes are just one example of how AI can be used to manipulate and deceive. But AI can also be used for good, to improve government services, enhance communication, and promote transparency. The key is to develop ethical guidelines and regulations that ensure AI is used responsibly and for the benefit of society. We need to have a serious conversation about the future of AI and politics before it's too late. In conclusion, Macron's use of deepfakes to promote the Paris AI Safety Summit is a risky gambit that could have unintended consequences. While it may generate short-term attention and raise awareness about AI safety, it also normalizes the use of deceptive technologies and erodes public trust. We need to be vigilant about the dangers of deepfakes and demand greater transparency and accountability from our leaders. The future of democracy may depend on it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth analysis of the latest AI news and trends. Thanks for watching.